Hey, it's Camo with Nashville Access Facebook Live MV2 Sessions. We're here at MV2 Entertainment on Music Row with Andrew Butcher.
Hi, how's it going?
Nice to meet you.
You as well.
Thanks for coming out and doing this.
Yeah, totally.
Something a little different because I've never interviewed anybody before that's done the boy band thing.
Yeah.
So you're first.
Well, that's good. There's always a first time for everything.
That's right. Tell us about that whole thing. You were on ABC's boy band.
Yeah. It was a show on ABC called Boy Band, and basically you pick. You start from 50 contestants, and you work your way down to 5.
Wow.
And the first 50, it goes down, then you go down to 15, and so forth, and then every round you eliminate one person to make it 10 rounds, and they came out with the final 5, which was in real life. I made it to the top 11 and 12.
Nice.
The double elimination rounds, but it was a lot of fun. Definitely a good learning experience.
So do they just randomly hook you up with others to be a boy band?
Yeah. So the way they do it is they take all these guys and they just kind of like throw your names in like a jar and kind of pick it out, and then you're in that boy band, or you know, somebody that you haven't been with yet. They're like, oh, let's see how you do with them.
Cool.
So yeah, it's really neat.
And you really impressed the judges. Emma Bunton from the Spice Girls. Were you even born when the Spice Girls were big?
No, I was not. I was not.
And Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys.
Yep.
And Timbaland.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're such an old geezer. Timberland.
No, I knew it was Timbaland. I just didn't pronounce it properly. So that's pretty cool thing that you mutated.
Okay, and we're back.
We're back.
All right.
Yeah, so you had some pretty heavyweight judges on this thing, so to impress them and hear them raving about you has got to be a big deal.
Well, it certainly is. It's definitely a good thing to hear. Good feedback from people that are so high up in the music business, especially Timbaland. I used to listen to him all the time, not even knowing. I didn't really know who he was until like right before the show. I like went back and started listening to some of his songs, and he like produced "Sexy Back" and.
Of course, I know all these songs.
They're good songs.
That's what you got me for.
They're good songs.
But I mean, I'm not really familiar with his stuff, and I'm not so much a fan of the others. But the Spice Girls were arguably the biggest girl band.
Yeah.
And the Backstreet Boys, the biggest boy band.
Yeah.
You know,
no, totally.
like, are you going to get the hate thing going between NSYNC and, you know, it's like East to West Coast. But
I totally get it.
Yeah. But that's really cool. Did that give you a lot of confidence then to say, I know what I'm doing? And
yeah. It wasn't necessarily the judges that gave me more confidence. It was more of, we had a vocal producer, his name was Tim Davis. And he said that I was always one of the best, in the top 2 or 3 vocalists on the show, if not the best. And I was like, wow, that's really, coming from somebody like that, that's really cool to hear.
What was?
I'm bringing sexy. Yeah.
And speaking of, we're back.
We're back.
All right.
So you're saying about having that kind of...
Yeah. There was some really fantastic vocals on the show. Marcus, Jaden, Camry. Jaden is like a ridiculous like gospel singer. He's so good. And so is Camry, and so is Marcus, and a bunch of the other guys as well. Drew Ramos, he actually was in the final band. But yeah, all those guys were really cool, and to hear Tim Davis say that I was one of the best vocalists on the show definitely was like, I guess a confidence booster a little bit. Yeah.
Is it the same there that it's almost better not to win the show because you don't get locked into something, you can go into what you really want to do?
Totally, yeah, because I know that Jaden, Marcus, Camry, and Mikey didn't win the show, but Timbaland actually signed them on their own, so they're going to be, I have a feeling that they're going to be pretty big.
Oh, you've got Timbaland signing them. That's pretty much a sure thing.
That's, straight to the top kind of
So
thing.
what are you doing in Nashville now? You've moved on from that. Where are you in your career?
Yeah, I come out here to write songs.
Good place for that.
Definitely a very good place for that. Meeting a lot of new people in the industry, eventually trying to sign with a label. So it's it's definitely going to be a fun ride, and just kind of watching it go from the past 6 months to now is really, really cool, with my first song out and my album coming out between now and the springtime sometime. Cool. So it would be really cool to see how that all ties in.
What kind of music are you doing on your stuff?
Yeah, so it's like a pop country kind of thing.
Cool.
More of a Thomas Rhett, Dan and Shay kind of feel. And then again, you have those like Charlie Puth songs that you can add in there. So just like that, yeah, it's good stuff. I love it.
That's a real element in country music, and as much as some people dismiss it, it's really, that's brought people into the genre of country music. The Sam Hunts and the Thomas Rhodes.
Totally. Yeah, they're very, very good acts. Yeah, definitely.
Have you watched much of Sam Hunt stuff?
No, I don't watch a bunch of that sort of thing. Yeah. I watch a lot of Foo Fighters, actually.
Oh yeah.
I love Foo Fighters. They're so good.
Yeah, and they kind of controversially said about, you know, the shows where you go on and try to be big, that, you know, if you want to make it in the music business, get a guitar, go in your garage and suck.
Yeah, literally. Oh, that's exactly how it goes. Yeah, totally.
So how are you finding Nashville different from everything else you've been in on?
Nashville's a lot more of a country atmosphere than being in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Being out here is really cool. A lot of people in Los Angeles kind of they're more of like, if I don't know you, don't really talk to me. Here it's like, oh, I know you, so I know everybody kind of thing. It's great.
Yeah, there's that whole circle of trust thing. You get into one group, and they introduce you to another group, and then before you know it, you're going to number one parties.
Yeah.
Or doing, you know, this.
Yeah. Hey, that's just fine. I love it.
You want to do a song?
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
Totally. My first song I ever dropped on iTunes, it's called You Were There. So.
Andrew Butcher. matter what genre of music you like, holy crap.
Thanks, man.
Wow, you got real dynamic vocals.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool.
You're almost speechless.
I am, and that doesn't happen very often.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
That's really neat. And I mean, that I'm in my head listening to production on that and thinking, oh, that would be really cool with some of this stuff in there. And man, neat. I think you're going to do well once that album comes out.
I hope so.
Cool. What have you been doing to kind of build up to this point in time since the show?
Yeah, so I recently signed with my manager, Andrew, about, I would say, 5-6 months ago. And he's been doing a lot for me recently. He's been getting me into songwrites, getting me to meet new people, getting me out with publishers, even having meetings like with some of the people that work for the labels and that sort of thing. So I'm really trying to get some good songs out there, write some songs, you know. I mean, even if they're not something that I would use, give them to somebody else, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah. Nashville, for somebody that's not from here, is different because pretty much everything is based on co-writes, you know. Is that a different world for you?
Yeah, actually, one of the next songs I'll play if I play anymore would be the first song I ever actually wrote. It was my first co-write. It was with a guy named Michael McGregor. It's called "You Should Be With Me." I really love it. I'm actually having one of the guys from the show, Marcus. He's actually featured on that song, so he'll be singing some in that. So it'd be really cool. It's a good song.
Do you when you talk about featuring artists, and so many artists, I mean, Carrie Underwood's got a song out now that's featuring, I can't remember, it's somebody from a different genre, but a lot of artists are bringing in, you know, Tim McGraw had somebody.
Was it Nelly?
But so many country artists are bringing in artists from other genres to be featured on the record.
Yeah.
You don't hear too many where it's a pop act bringing a country artist in to be featured on the record.
Not very many. That Florida Georgia Line song, though.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
Which, the one with BB Rexa?
No, it's
Did I pronounce
If it's
that?
meant to be, it'll be. So yeah, I think that's it.
And they've done stuff with the Backstreet Boys. And
yeah,
so.
they're great.
It's funny because sometimes the Backstreet Boys actually sound more country than Florida Georgia Line when they're doing stuff.
Hey man, if they're acoustic guitar in there at any genre, it's called country, right?
Yeah. And now, I mean, guys like Ed Sheeran, and I've brought him up before, but he's a good example. He's able to kind of go on any format now. He could have a song playing on EDM, you know, and at the same time have something that's almost country sounding.
Yeah, he wrote that song for Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. And that song, like, it's hard for me to listen to it because it sounds like I should be hearing Ed Sheeran's voice.
That's the same. They were playing that on the radio station before I showed up here today, and I'm thinking, that sounds like Ed Sheeran. All I'm hearing is his voice.
Oh yeah, totally.
Who are some of the artists that you've kind of looked up to and almost want to model your career on?
Oh yeah, like the whole Dan and Shay kind of thing, obviously.
And they're kind of an extension of the Rascal Flatts. They're
in a way.
They've taken it and gone a little bit more towards that pop sound.
Even that Rascal Flatts thing, like their songs and his voice is so high, I can connect with that because my voice is more in a higher range than anything.
Yeah, nobody's going to ask you to do Daddy sang bass, Mama sang tenor. Do some Johnny Cash for him. Yeah. It'd be fun to take some of those songs and take them up all those notches they have to get to.
Yeah, totally. That'd be good stuff.
Want to do another song for us?
Oh, heck yeah. Cool. So this is that song I was telling you about. Cool. You Should Be With Me.
Andrew Butcher.
You pack your bags and walk away. Says you need a little time to find your space. Is there something I can do gonna change your mind? Like sticking and I'm running out of time. Girl, it should have been fine. Shouldn't hurt to say goodbye. But let me tell you what I'm feeling on the inside. You should be with me, don't you wanna be? Baby, don't you know that I love you? You should be with me, don't you wanna be? I'll be there by your side, girl, anything you're going through. Me, don't you wanna be? Don't you wanna let me love you, baby? Now all I sing is sad songs. Keep waiting by the phone, but you don't call. Keep staring at your picture still on my wall. Girl, you didn't have to fly and let the love between us die. You can tell me you don't feel it on the inside. You should with me, don't you wanna be? Baby, don't you know that I love you? You should be with me, don't you wanna be? I'll be there by your side, girl, anything you're going through. Don't you wanna let me love you, baby? Now all I sing is sad songs. All I sing is sad songs. All I sing is sad songs. Don't you feel it? Don't you feel it on the inside? Don't you feel it? Don't you feel it on the You should be with me, don't you wanna be? Baby, don't you know that I love you? You should be with me, don't you wanna be? I'll be there by your side, girl, anything you're going through. You should be with me. Don't you wanna let me love you, baby? Now all I sing is sad songs.
You're right. Cool song.
Yeah, love it. It's a good song.
What have you got coming up for the immediate future? You still working on the album?
Yeah, I'm working on writing, getting some more songs on the album. Like I said, just trying to get my name out there.
Cool. Where can people connect with you on social media and stuff?
Yeah, you can connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at It's Andrew Butcher. And then you can also see my website, it's Andrew Butcher as well. So.
Look, it's Andrew Butcher.
It's Andrew Butcher.
Thanks for coming out and joining us, man.
Yeah. Thank you
Love
so
to
much
have
for
you
having
back
me.
sometime.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.